Do you think clogged arteries are just full of that? That's only part of the story. In reality, your arteries are slowly turning into biological concrete because calcium is building up inside them, making them stiff, brittle, and far less flexible. This process, called arterial calcification, is much more dangerous than fat alone because once calcium hardens, it doesn't just disappear. Many people take calcium supplements or vitamin D3 daily to strengthen their bones, but without the right guidance, that calcium can end up in the wrong places, your heart, kidneys, and blood vessels, slowly creating a hidden, life-threatening problem. Imagine doing everything right for your health, yet your heart's blood vessels are silently becoming rigid and fragile. Vitamin D3 helps absorb calcium from food, but it doesn't tell your body where to send it, so the mineral can accumulate in your arteries instead of your bones. Over time, this buildup raises blood pressure, stresses your heart, and increases the risk of a heart attack or stroke. This dangerous misdirection of calcium is called the calcium paradox, and it affects countless seniors who think they are protecting their health. Understanding this paradox is the first step toward taking control of your heart and bone health, but it requires the right nutrient and a clear plan to safely redirect calcium where it belongs. Without intervention, the arteries only get harder, and your cardiovascular risk keeps climbing every single day, silently, without warning. So what if I told you there's a single vitamin that can act like a GPS for calcium inside your body? Unlike vitamin D3, which only moves calcium into your bloodstream, this vitamin directs calcium to the right place, your bones and teeth, and keeps it out of your soft tissues like the heart and arteries. That vitamin is vitamin K2, and it works by activating a special protein in your blood vessels called MGP, matrix GLA protein, which acts like a bodyguard, pushing calcium out of your arteries and into your skeleton. Without enough K2, calcium is essentially a lost traveler, wandering through your bloodstream and setting up dangerous deposits in your cardiovascular system. Seniors often take calcium and D3 thinking it strengthens bones, but without K2, all that effort could backfire, contributing to stiff arteries instead of healthier bones. Vitamin K2 doesn't just stop calcium from depositing in the wrong places, it actively reverses buildup over time, making your arteries more flexible and resilient again. Studies have shown that people with higher K2 intake have up to a 50% lower risk of artery calcification compared to those with low K2 levels. It's safe, natural, and yet astonishingly overlooked in mainstream medical advice, leaving millions at risk unnecessarily. This is the missing key in cardiovascular and bone health, and understanding it could literally change your life. Calcium is supposed to be your body's building block, giving strength to your bones and teeth, but most of it ends up in the wrong place if you're missing vitamin K2. Think of calcium like a traveler. Vitamin D3 is the taxi that picks it up from your diet and takes it into your bloodstream. But without K2, that taxi driver has no directions, no GPS, and drops calcium wherever it can. That wherever it can often ends up in your arteries, heart valves, and kidneys, turning flexible blood vessels into brittle, stone-like pipes. This is why seniors who diligently take calcium and D3 may still develop heart disease or kidney stones despite their best efforts. The body is essentially confused, and the calcium paradox grows worse every day, slowly increasing your risk of heart attacks, strokes, and bone fractures simultaneously. Vitamin K2 acts like a traffic controller, ensuring calcium is sent to the skeleton instead of clogging your cardiovascular system. It activates proteins that literally sweep excess calcium out of your arteries, restoring flexibility and protecting your heart. Without K2, supplements and fortified foods could unintentionally accelerate arterial calcification. Understanding this process is critical because it shows that not all healthy habits are actually helping. You need the right coordination for your minerals to work. With K2, the calcium that used to damage your heart is redirected to strengthen your bones, giving you a twofold benefit in one simple step. Inside your arteries, you actually have a tiny hero at work, a special protein called MGP, which stands guard to prevent calcium from settling into the walls of your blood vessels. But here's the problem. This bodyguard is mostly asleep unless it is activated by vitamin K2. Without K2, calcium deposits continue building silently, hardening your arteries over time like biological concrete. When activated, MGP starts pulling calcium out of soft tissue and directing it into your bones, systems, effectively reversing damage and restoring flexibility. This is why simply taking calcium and D3 isn't enough. Without K2, you're leaving your heart exposed. For seniors, this is critical because years of unnoticed buildup may already have stiffened arteries, raising the risk of heart attacks and strokes. Vitamin K2 doesn't just stop further damage, it allows your body to reclaim and reuse calcium, putting it exactly where it belongs. Think of it as waking up a security guard who ensures the streets of your body stay safe and clear. Clinical research confirms that sufficient K2 intake can significantly reduce arterial calcification. It's a natural, safe, and often overlooked method to protect both your heart and bones simultaneously. Understanding this mechanism is the key to finally taking control of your cardiovascular health at any age. If vitamin K2 is so powerful, why doesn't every doctor tell you about it? The truth is, medical education and standard practice are slow to adopt nutritional science, often waiting decades before studies translate into official guidelines. Doctors are trained to prescribe medications like blood thinners, statins, or calcium supplements, but K2 doesn't make money for the pharmaceutical industry, so it rarely appears in mainstream advice. Many clinicians focus only on lowering cholesterol or managing blood pressure, overlooking the silent threat of calcium buildup inside arteries. Furthermore, K2 is often confused with K1, the clotting vitamin found in green vegetables, which has a very different function. This misconception creates fear among patients, especially those on blood-thinning medication, discouraging them from supplementing with K2. Seniors may feel frustrated because they follow all the recommended advice, calcium, D3, exercise, but still face heart risks. Understanding why K2 is neglected helps you take control of your own health decisions instead of waiting for medical approval. By choosing to add K2 intentionally, you are giving your heart the protection it deserves. Studies like the Rotterdam study have proven the effectiveness of K2, showing a 50% reduction in arterial calcification risk. This is science-backed, not hype, and it's a secret that could save countless lives. Getting vitamin K2 from food is possible, but it requires intention because it's not in every meal you eat. The richest natural source is natto, a Japanese fermented soybean dish, which contains extremely high levels of K2, enough to satisfy daily needs in a single small serving. However, natto has a strong, unusual taste and sticky texture that many people find challenging at first. Beyond natto, high-fat dairy products like aged cheeses, Gouda, Brie, Edam also provide K2, but only if the animals were grass-fed, because K2 is produced from K1 in green plants. Egg yolks and butter from pasture-raised animals are additional options, but factory-farmed eggs or milk often lack K2 entirely. Seniors need to be especially careful because deficiencies accumulate over decades, leaving arteries vulnerable. By incorporating these foods regularly, you can gradually increase your K2 levels and awaken those protective bodyguard proteins. It's a slow, steady process, but one that works naturally and safely. Real food provides the nutrient in its most bioavailable form, along with other supportive vitamins and minerals that enhance calcium metabolism. The challenge is consistency. Skipping K2-rich meals reduces effectiveness and leaves arteries exposed to ongoing calcification. If you cannot rely solely on food, supplements are a highly effective way to ensure you get enough vitamin K2, but not all supplements are created equal. You will see two main types on labels, MK4 and MK7. MK4 is absorbed quickly, but leaves the body in a few hours, requiring multiple doses throughout the day. MK7, on the other hand, is long-lasting, remaining active in the bloodstream for up to 48 hours, giving it far more time to guide calcium safely from arteries to bones. The optimal daily dose for most adults is between 100 to 200 micrograms, a tiny amount with a huge impact on cardiovascular health. Choosing a supplement with MK7 ensures that the bodyguard proteins like MGP remain activated continuously. For seniors, long-lasting protection is essential because calcium buildup doesn't pause overnight. It has accumulated over decades. High-quality supplements also guarantee purity, preventing fillers or low-potency ingredients that reduce effectiveness. Consistent supplementation combined with dietary sources creates a complete system to reverse arterial calcification safely. Patience is key. It may take several months to a year before structural changes in the arteries are visible. By staying staying consistent, your heart gradually regains flexibility and your bones receive the calcium they need without risking your arteries. Most people want instant results, but arterial calcification did not happen overnight, and it will not disappear overnight either. Calcium buildup inside arteries usually develops over decades of small daily imbalances. When you start using vitamin K2 consistently, the first changes happen at the cellular level. Within a few weeks, calcium is redirected away from arteries and back toward bones. Many seniors notice better energy, steadier blood pressure, and less chest tightness. After 3 to 6 months, arteries may slowly begin regaining flexibility. Blood flow improves, reducing strain on the heart. Bone density may also improve because calcium is finally going where it belongs. The key is daily consistency without skipping. Slow progress is still real progress, and over time, it can become life-changing. If you ignore calcium misplacement, your arteries will continue hardening year after year. No medication can fully solve this without fixing the mineral direction problem. You must stop relying only on cholesterol numbers for peace of mind. Heart health is about flexibility, not just fat levels. Vitamin D3 alone is incomplete without vitamin K2. Together, they form the delivery system your body actually needs. This is not a trend or hack. It is basic human biology. You can start today by checking your supplements and adding MK7 vitamin K2. Small daily actions now prevent massive medical problems later. Your heart depends on the choices you make starting today. Vitamin K2 is safe for most people, but not everyone should take it without awareness. If you are using blood-thinning medications like warfarin, K2 can interfere with how they work. This does not mean K2 is dangerous, but dosage must be supervised. Never abruptly stop prescribed medications on your own. People with serious liver disease should consult a doctor before supplementing. Pregnant or breastfeeding women should also seek medical advice. For the average senior not on blood thinners, K2 is generally well tolerated. Side effects are extremely rare at normal doses. The bigger danger is long-term deficiency, not proper supplementation. Responsible use ensures benefits without unnecessary risk. Take vitamin K2 with a meal that contains fat for best absorption. Combine it with vitamin D3 to activate calcium transport. Morning or evening both work. Consistency matters more than timing. Stay hydrated to support kidney function. Include whole foods like eggs, cheese, and leafy greens when possible. Avoid excessive calcium supplements unless directed by a doctor. Light daily movement improves circulation. Sleep supports tissue repair and mineral balance. Track your supplements so you don't forget doses. Simple routines repeated daily create powerful long-term results. Most people think low cholesterol automatically means a healthy heart. That belief has caused millions to ignore deeper problems. You can have perfect cholesterol and still suffer a heart attack. Heart attacks happen because arteries become stiff and narrow. Stiff arteries cannot expand when blood pressure rises. This creates dangerous pressure inside the heart. Fat alone does not create stiffness. Calcium hardening does. Supplements and diet must address minerals, not only fats. Real heart protection goes beyond cholesterol numbers. Medical training focuses heavily on pharmaceuticals. Nutrition receives very limited attention. Vitamin K2 cannot be patented like drugs. No patent means little profit. Little profit means little promotion. This does not mean doctors are evil. It means the system rewards medications, not nutrients. Most doctors simply follow guidelines. Guidelines lag behind nutrition science. Patients must educate themselves. Short-term fixes do not protect your heart. Consistency over years does. Daily K2 and D3 form the foundation. Whole foods reinforce the process. Regular walking keeps arteries flexible. Avoid smoking and heavy alcohol use. Manage stress to lower blood pressure spikes. Get yearly checkups. Monitor blood pressure regularly. Build habits you can maintain for life. Getting tired faster than before is an early warning. Climbing stairs feels harder. Cold hands and feet occur more often. Blood pressure slowly rises over years. You feel tightness in chest or jaw, leg cramps during walking, dizziness when standing quickly. Poor circulation causes numbness. These signs are often ignored. They should never be ignored. Many seniors take calcium daily. They believe it only strengthens bones. Without K2, calcium has no direction. It can settle in arteries. It can settle in kidneys. This increases stone risk. It increases heart risk. More calcium is not better. Balanced minerals matter. Direction matters more than dose. Magnesium relaxes blood vessels. It supports heartbeat rhythm. It balances calcium. Low magnesium increases cramps. It increases stiffness. Most people are deficient. Processed foods lack magnesium. Leafy greens contain magnesium. Nuts and seeds contain magnesium. Supplementation may help. Movement keeps arteries elastic. Sedentary lifestyle stiffens them. Walking is enough. No gym required. 30 minutes daily works. Light strength training helps bones. Stretching improves circulation. Consistency beats intensity. Overtraining stresses heart. Moderate activity protects heart. No pill saves you alone. No doctor can outwork bad habits. Your daily choices decide outcomes. Arteries either harden or heal. Both happen slowly. You choose direction. Small actions compound. Ignoring it compounds too. Start simple. Stay consistent. High sugar spikes damage artery walls. Damage attracts calcium. Calcium hardens damaged areas. This accelerates blockage. Diabetes speeds this process. Prediabetes also does. Hidden sugar is everywhere. Sodas are obvious. Bread and snacks count too. Control sugar to protect arteries. Inflammation is silent. You rarely feel it. It injures vessel lining. Injury attracts minerals. Chronic inflammation never heals. Poor diet causes it. Stress causes it. Lack of sleep causes it. Reduce inflammation daily. Heart health depends on it. Skipping days breaks momentum. Supplements work cumulatively. Food works cumulatively. Exercise works cumulatively. One healthy day means nothing. Hundreds do. Build boring habits. Boring habits save lives. Motivation fades. Systems stay. Smoking damages arteries. Processed oils damage arteries. Trans fats damage arteries. Excess salt raises pressure. Sugary drinks spike insulin. Late night overeating stresses heart. Ultra-processed foods inflame body. Alcohol in excess damages liver. Liver controls cholesterol. Protect the liver. Normal cholesterol does not equal clean arteries. Normal calcium blood levels mean nothing. Blood shows what floats. Plaque is what sticks. Doctors rarely scan arteries. They treat numbers instead. Numbers can look fine. Damage can still exist. Symptoms appear late. Prevention must start early. K2 activates osteocalcin. Osteocalcin binds calcium to bone. Without K2, bone stays weak. Calcium floats freely. Floating calcium is dangerous. Strong bones need direction, not just intake. K2 improves density slowly. Fracture risk lowers. Aging becomes safer. Kidneys filter minerals. Excess calcium strains them. Stones form from imbalance. K2 reduces misplacement. Hydration matters. Magnesium supports kidneys. High sugar damages kidneys. High salt stresses kidneys. Protect kidneys daily. They protect your life. Stop chasing quick fixes. Start building systems. Health is a long game. Consistency wins. Patience wins. Small habits beat big promises. Education beats fear. Action beats knowledge. Start today. Stay forever. Calcium direction controls destiny. K2 is the traffic cop. D3 loads the calcium. Magnesium balances the system. Movement keeps flow. Food fuels repair. Sleep rebuilds tissue. Stress destroys progress. Control inputs. Protect your heart. Aging slows repair mechanisms. Artery lining heals slower. Mineral imbalance accumulates. Deficiency years add up. Hormones decline. Bone turnover slows. Muscle mass declines. Circulation weakens. All risks compound. Intervention becomes urgent. Drink water after waking. Take D3 and K2 with breakfast. Light stretching. Short walk. Protein-rich meal. Avoid sugary breakfast. Sunlight exposure. Deep breathing. Set daily intention. Repeat daily. Finish eating earlier. Avoid heavy late meals. Limit screens before bed. Magnesium at night helps sleep. Gentle stretching. Lower lights. Cool room. Consistent bedtime. Quality sleep repairs arteries. Sleep is medicine. Stress raises cortisol. Cortisol Cortisol raises blood pressure. Pressure damages arteries. Damage attracts calcium. Cycle repeats. Meditation lowers stress. Breathing lowers stress. Walking lowers stress. Laughing lowers stress. Manage stress daily. Dehydration thickens blood. Thick blood stresses heart. Clean water supports kidneys. Kidneys balance minerals. Avoid sugary drinks. Avoid excessive soda. Filter water if possible. Sip throughout day. Urine pale yellow. Hydration saves organs. Gut absorbs nutrients. Poor gut means poor absorption. Antibiotics damage gut flora. Low stomach acid impairs minerals. Fermented foods help. Probiotics may help. Fiber feeds bacteria. Healthy gut improves K2 absorption. Everything starts in the gut. Protect digestion. Chest pain needs emergency care. Sudden weakness is emergency. Severe dizziness is emergency. Shortness of breath is emergency. Do not self-diagnose. Supplements support. They do not replace doctors. Combine both approaches. Be proactive. Stay alive. Quick fixes ignore root cause. Root cause is mineral misdirection. Painkillers mask symptoms. Statins only target cholesterol. Neither removes calcium. Neither softens arteries. Supplements plus lifestyle do. Consistency beats hacks. Patience beats panic. Build real foundation. Omega-3 reduces inflammation. It thins blood slightly. It supports vessel lining. It lowers triglycerides. Fatty fish contains omega-3. Fish oil supplements help. Quality matters. Rancid oil harms. Store properly. Use wisely. Check form. Check dosage. Check purity. Avoid fillers. Avoid artificial colors. Prefer third-party tested. MK7 form for K2. D3 in IU units. Magnesium glycinate preferred. Cheap usually means weak. Salt sensitivity differs. Potassium lowers pressure. Magnesium lowers pressure. Walking lowers pressure. Weight loss lowers pressure. Stress raises pressure. Alcohol raises pressure. Sleep lowers pressure. Monitor weekly. Track trends. Extra weight strains heart. More tissue needs oxygen. Heart pumps harder. Pressure rises. Fat tissue increases inflammation. Small weight loss helps. 5% matters. 10% huge. Slow loss safer. Crash diets fail. Short fasts improve insulin sensitivity. Lower insulin protects arteries. Fasting reduces inflammation. Start with 12 hours. Progress slowly. Drink water. Avoid binge eating. Not for everyone. Listen to body. Use carefully. Small amounts may be neutral. Large amounts harmful. Raises blood pressure. Damages liver. Liver controls cholesterol. Alcohol adds empty calories. Increases inflammation. Worsens sleep. Limit strictly. Best is minimal. Smoke injures vessel lining. Injury attracts calcium. Plaque forms faster. Oxygen delivery drops. Heart works harder. Blood thickens. Clot risk rises. No safe amount. Quit completely. Immediately. Genes load gun. Lifestyle pulls trigger. Most disease is lifestyle driven. Family history, not destiny. Habits override genes. You still control outcomes. Daily choices matter. Small changes compound. Start today. Stay consistent. Arteries harden by neglect. They heal by direction. K2 directs calcium. D3 loads calcium. Magnesium balances calcium. Movement circulates calcium. Food fuels repair. Sleep rebuilds tissue. Stress destroys progress. Choose wisely.